An Ipsos poll done exclusively for Global News suggests 20% of Canadians believe Pierre Poilievre will become the next Tory leader, followed by Jean Charest at 12%. But in terms of who Canadians want to win, Poilievre is at 15% and Charest is at 13%.
In this case, we've got a very interesting dynamic in that, it seems to be Pierre Poilievre's to lose, but Canadians aren't necessarily, behind him as their preferred choice. He has a slight lead over Jean Charest, but it's definitely not a clear advantage. So, I think that the most interesting thing from this poll is that we've got this tale of two candidates. Clearly, Poilievre and Charest are in the lead. One of them is very popular with the party, but not outside of the party. And the other one, the exact opposite is true. Not so popular within the party, but more popular with the rest of Canadians. So the Conservatives have a clear choice ahead of them. They can pick somebody who's who they think can unite the Conservative Party, but it won't grow it, or the other candidate who is more likely to grow the party, but there might be some factions within the party that are not happy with the leadership of Jean Charest and threaten to leave. We've been down this road before. We know how it ends, and it ends in Conservatives' exile for probably more than a decade.
As for who holds the highest favorability, Poilievre and Charest each come in at 27%, followed by Patrick Brown at 18%. But all three are viewed more unfavorably, with Charest at 34%, Poilievre at 31%, and Brown 22%.
The scrutiny tends to fall upon the person who's in the lead. So I think Poilievre will get more media attention going forward, for better or for worse. It may be an opportunity for him. It may be a risk. But Charest, he's interesting because he's a known quantity to many people, and many have their mind made up about him. And what's really interesting is when we look at the data within the province of Quebec, where of course he was premier for almost a decade, his favorability numbers are not great. In fact, he's got more people that say they're unfavorable towards him than say that they're favorable towards him. So if Quebec was meant to be a strength for Monsieur Charest in seeking the leadership, and then ultimately as leader delivering those votes from Quebec, this data doesn't suggest that he's able to do that. In fact, he might be running for the wrong party. The data show that liberal voters have a more favorable perception of Jean Charest than conservative voters do.